My role at Northeastern is the benefits manager. The task I had was making sure that these new requirements were put in place and that they were delivered on time.
The participant fee disclosure regulations were issued by the Department of Labor in late 2010, and those regulations required that plan sponsor fiduciaries provide an annual notice to existing participants with a balance and eligible participants.
My reaction when we first heard about the new fee disclosure regulations was, how are we going to communicate this to employees in a multi-vendor environment? It seemed like an overwhelming task. In working with Fidelity, they were really able to anticipate what our needs were going to be during this process.
When the participant regulations came out in 2010, we mobilized quickly. We spoke to the Department of Labor to gain clarity on such items as frozen provider guidelines and email delivery requirements. We wanted to account for the nuances in the tax-exempt market, such as multi-vendor versus exclusive providers, the presence of annuities and plans, and frozen legacy providers. We also wanted to make it simple and easy for our clients to execute and deliver on the participant notice. We collected feedback from many of our clients, including our client advisory board, to help craft and develop our solution.
We met with Northeastern to provide them with an overview of the regulations, the requirements as plan fiduciaries, and talked about the service that Fidelity had to take the burden off of them as the plan sponsor.
We decided that we needed to go to a service provider so that they could deliver the consolidated message. They had the resources and they had the expertise in doing so. When selecting Fidelity, we looked at their execution and track record of providing excellent service. Fidelity was able to prepare us with what we were going to need to provide to them in order to get the fee disclosure notices out.
Our process included several areas of preparation: extensive client-facing associate training, coordinating delivery dates with other providers, and client communication of specific delivery dates.
Susie made it very easy to understand what the new requirements were and what Fidelity was able to provide as a solution to the new fee disclosure requirements.
We educated Northeastern on what the requirements were. We talked about how we would work with them to coordinate the work and take the heavy lifting off of them.
Along the way, Fidelity provided a project plan and they were able to execute the notices flawlessly.
There were absolutely no issues with the communications. In fact, the participant fee disclosure went out well ahead of schedule.
We met our deadline and it wouldn't have been without Fidelity's help.
All of the hard work has been done that went into this project. From Fidelity's perspective, this should be a very simple process to roll out for Northeastern again next year.
The feeling that we have at this moment, knowing that we have delivered the fee disclosure notices by the required deadline, is such a good feeling, and we know that we have something in place and are ready to use Fidelity services for next year's notice.